There is an odd trend happening right now with Fantastic Four: The First Steps marketing, and it also includes some, shall we say, alliance with the media because they are all saying the same things about first reaction or early reactions. It is overwhelmingly positive, and that is a little suspicious to me.
'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side.
Hi everyone, my name is Jacob Berry. Welcome to the StudioJake vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and if you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell to get notifications when I post a new vidcast, and consider becoming a channel member. If you want to support me in the work that I do, head on over to my new website, studiojakemedia.substack.com, where you can subscribe and different tiers unlock different perks. Thank you in advance. It really helps out guys like me. Okay, so I also want to apologize for my mad scientist hair. I don't know how this happened. I guess I'm filming this on a day when I'm having a bad hair day. But anyway, Fantastic Four: The First Steps is supposed to lead us into Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Now, in an interview with Variety, Kevin Feige recently revealed that Avengers Secret Wars is going to be a reboot of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If you would like me to do a video on that, please let me know in the comment section below. Just leave me a comment. I would be interested in talking about that because I find that very interesting. But for now, we are going to talk about the media adulation that is being aimed at the Fantastic Four: The First Steps. By the way, I'm not the only person to do this. Midnight's Edge and my friend Jester Bell, they've both done videos about this. You get something from each. So when you're done with this video, check those out. As for me, everyone knows I'm a media critic. I constantly criticize just how poorly the mainstream media and the corporate press handle stories and how they ruin lives in some ways with how they handle certain stories. But what is weird with anything connected to Disney, it starts off where it's overwhelmingly positive. So, for example, Captain America: The Brave New World, it had a very similar thing in the media where they were saying early reactions are so great. First reactions are so great. It's a hit. It's going to bring back the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It'll end superhero fatigue, and so on and so forth. Of course, it did none of those things. The movie was a Hulk film starring the Falcon who was pretending to be Captain America. So that fell apart pretty quickly, and the press were forced to admit, hey, maybe this movie wasn't so good. Now, I liked it a little bit more than other people, and you can read my review on my Substack that I mentioned earlier, studiojakemedia.substack.com. We're seeing a pattern with this happening with not just Marvel films, but the Hollywood press, especially, but the mainstream media as a whole, does this regularly with Disney projects. The Fantastic Four: The First Steps seems to be the latest one. And if you think that I am lying, just Google search Fantastic Four: The First Steps reactions, and you will get the first two pages full of different media outlets just pouring adulation onto this film. In the first page, I saw The Independent, I saw Variety, I saw IGN, I saw Deadline, I saw Forbes, I saw Gizmodo, which is supposed to be a tech outlet that does tech news, but somehow they are involved with this. I saw MSN, I saw Tech Radar, another tech specific media outlet talking about how they're getting glowing reactions. The Economic Times. Now, I know print media is failing, so sure, they have to hop on the bandwagon of, hey, let's talk about pop culture, but come on, the Economic Times, this is supposed to be a magazine dedicated to, economics. But the one that got me, that actually made me audibly laugh out loud, was ABC News. Now, just to put this in perspective, this is a total conflict of interest and it is unethical. ABC News is owned by their parent company, ABC, whose parent company is Disney. Who owns Marvel Studios? Disney. So ABC News does a complete in run. And by the way, Bob Iger, the current CEO of Disney and chairman of the board, he got his start at ABC. And he's also the one who made sure Kevin Feige was able to upend the Marvel quality control board and just completely take over, which has been a disaster for Marvel. They've oversaturated the market with all their projects and people having to do homework. Now, Fantastic Four takes place in a different reality outside of the main MCU, so perhaps you won't have to worry about homework as far as that is concerned. They are referenced in the Thunderbolts, but nothing too specific where you would need to watch the Thunderbolts or the New Avengers in order to understand what is going on with Fantastic Four, the first steps. All of these media outlets, and those are just the ones I wrote down, that's 10. 10 media outlets, most connected to the Hollywood press, 2 connected to tech, 1 connected to economic news, and 1 that is a Disney subsidiary, and they're all saying the same thing. Early reactions, first reactions are really good. Please note, I'm not saying Fantastic Four: The First Steps is going to be terrible. It could be good. I haven't seen it yet. I like the trailers. I think they're all right. That doesn't mean that the movie is good. It doesn't mean that the movie is bad. I am just pointing out that this is very weird, and it's not the first time the press has done this. As I mentioned, they did it with Captain America: Brave New World. They did it with Thunderbolts. Now, Thunderbolts actually deserve that. Thunderbolts was a way better film than anything Marvel has put out in a long time. And yes, I know that's controversial, but I think that I really liked the Thunderbolts. And again, you can read my review on my Substack. Link is in the description. But it is so weird to me that with Fantastic Four, the first steps, they know because it is being laid on thick. Very similar to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. People were talking about how this is Sam Raimi's best thing since Spider-Man 2 and it's return to form and it's this and it's that. And it just wasn't true. Now, my understanding was Sam Raimi shot a more horrific film. He definitely focused more on the horror aspects of the story. But then, due to studio interference, we got the version that we did in theaters that's not that good. Hopefully, we'll be able to get the Sam Raimi cut at some point if that really does exist. But with Fantastic Four: The First Steps, and I'm sorry I'm going off on all these rabbit trails, it's just everything is so interconnected when it goes to the pipeline. And it's just so weird to me that all of these media outlets are all saying the same thing. Early reactions are positive, they're overwhelmingly positive. It's just pouring honey on this, it's just pouring honey on it, making it sound perhaps better than it actually is. I don't know if this will help the movie. I don't think it will. People are already angry at the press. Variety, Deadline, and all these other media outlets, where were they when the Harvey Weinstein scandal started? Where were they when a bunch of billionaires decided to go on strike in the entertainment industry? They were just clapping along like trained seals because they want that access. That's what this is all about, especially Forbes. The Forbes pop culture people, they are blatantly biased toward the studios. They slobber over everything. It's embarrassing. They should really get new people who don't just go along to get along, but also know about it. And I know, yes, that means, oh, maybe they'll be denied access. Well, so what? Who cares? So what? You won't get your little gift bag next time you go to a Disney red carpet. That doesn't hurt you. Anything that would show your readers that you're a person of integrity. But this is the media we're talking about. I trust like 4 reporters. I can't even fill up a whole hand with reporters that I trust when it comes to delivering me the news. And those aren't even pop culture news people. And I just think that this adulation is not going to help Disney. You might be asking, well, Jacob, how would Disney coordinate this? Like, sure, ABC News, they own ABC News and all this. Well, advertisements. I mean, if you think that Disney doesn't advertise with these outlets and their parent companies, of course they do. So they probably say, hey, if you give us a really positive sort of angle on the first reactions, we'll just buy a whole bunch of ads from you. That's how these places stay in business. It's part of what I call the pipeline. And listen, I'm in marketing, it's my profession. I know for a fact these things happen. And especially when it comes to any sort of thing that involves money. A lot is riding on Fantastic Four: The First Steps, but especially Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. So the Fantastic Four: The First Steps, they're going to lead into that, as well as Spider-Man Brand New Day. So they need these films, these 4 films in particular, to be successful, or who knows what's going to happen. I don't think that Kevin Feige will be getting any sort of golden parachute if these 4 movies fail. They are writing a lot, and they really made a mistake making Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars so expensive. If they had just focused on sort of mid-budget Marvel films, getting characters who are more on the C list or even the D list, and do a couple of smaller projects that might take place in the MCU but not necessarily connected, kind of like what they did with Moon Knight. I think that could have worked, but you just don't trust Marvel current era to do those characters justice. And I don't know if they're going to do the Fantastic Four justice either. I mean, just look at what's going on with how weird Pedro Pascal is being during all of the marketing and press junkets for this film. It's probably going to not go the way they want it to, which is why they're begging these outlets to pour adulation on the first reactions or the early reactions to Fantastic Four, the first steps. But we'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, that's not a statement about whether the movie is good or bad. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know. But I'll probably check it out. I do review MCU films, not so much the TV shows anymore. I kind of got soured to those. But who knows what is coming down the pipeline with this. I just don't think this media adulation tour is going to amount to anything. If you liked that video, be sure to give it a like, share it out to all your friends, leave me a comment to what you think, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell so you get notifications when I post a new vidcast, and consider becoming a channel member. If you want to support me and the work that I do, head on over to my Substack, studiojakemedia.substack.com. You can subscribe at different tiers that unlock different perks, including being able to pick the topic for the website or for this vidcast. So definitely look into that. Thank you in advance. At that same website, there's a conveniently titled Buy My Book section. It's where you can pick up 1 or all 4 of my novels. I've got links all over the place, but they're all available on Amazon. I hope you purchase them and leave them a 5-star review. It really helps out small indie creators like myself. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time, right here on Studio Jake.